Well, what do you think? Are you ready to finish this quilt? Let's do it. Hey everyone, Cristin and today is the day we finish this quilt. So I am very excited to be done. This has been a big project. We've been working on this since a little before the middle of March. So it's a good one to wrap up. So today we're going to do the embellishments. We have our quilt complete and all we have left are the embellishments. So it looks like we have 5 leaves to make and 6 flowers, a label. Don't forget a label. I'm going to do a label anyway. And buttons and buckles. Don't forget the buckles for the boots. So that's all we have. It doesn't seem like too much. So let's go ahead and finish it up. All right, so grab your embellishment kit. It's the last thing that we need, and we will go over each part step by step, but grab all of your little supplies for your embellishment. I'm going to start with the label first, and I'm going to go over to the computer to talk to you about the label. Hey everyone, so it is time to make a label for our quilt. I always make a label. It's totally up to you if you do it or not, but the way I look at it as hopefully these quilts that we make will last through generations, and so it's nice to have our name and date on it for the generations to come. So that's my thought, and so I do make a label, and this time I'm going to do a different one because Kimberbell came out with their own label. So I'm going to do that. I think that looks really fun. So I'm going to show you one thing in Embrilliance Essentials. So I'm opening Embrilliance Essentials. Like I mentioned before, mine has a pink background because I changed that. You can go to, what was it, Preferences. Excuse my timer, I have something in the oven. So anyway, if you go here, you can change all kinds of things. So see background color right here, I changed mine to pink. You can have it be whatever you want it to be. I think the default is either white or yellow, I don't recall. But anyway, that's why mine is pink. So I am going to open up that file that is from Kimberbell. So I go here to Merge Stitch File, and then it opens up all of my stuff, and whatever I had open last will still remain open. And so I'm going to go ahead and just close this to be able to see everything easier. So if I just close these folders, so then you can see more of your files and more options of where you have things. Okay, so all of that is closed, and then so I just want to point that out because someone had trouble finding something the other day, and I just want to point out that if you close some of the folders, it makes it so that you can see better, or you can use this scroll button here or the scroll on your mouse works as well. So again, so I know I have my label on my desktop, which is open. See, this little sign here shows me that this is open. I also have my D drive open. I'm going to go ahead and close that just so I can see more. And then I'm just going to look through here and find that label. So it was spring showers. Let's see. Got a lot of things on my desktop at the moment, so it's a little bit harder to find, but here it is right here. So KDDL011 Spring Showers Quilt Label. So I'm going to click on this little plus sign and then click on the one for the embroidery files, and I've already deleted the other files. When you do this download from Kimberbell, you get them for every machine, and I just delete them because I only have machines that use Pez. So I'm just going to click on that, and then the design shows up, and then I will double click on it. So if you purchase this label from Kimberbell, please use our affiliate link for our sponsor. So our sponsor for this project has been Daylily Fabric Shop throughout the project. And so if you use her affiliate link, which is underneath every single one of my tutorial videos, and I posted it in the Christian Creates group last night, that will give a little credit to Daylily Fabric Shop. So here it is. Let's see, what size is this? So down at the bottom here, it shows it is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. That's the size of the design right down here. And as you can see, it shows my hoop size, which is 10 by 10. So it opened what I used last. So I want to point out one other thing. I've pointed this out in several videos, but you can double click on this and it'll change the direction of your hoop. Mine's 10 by 10, so obviously you don't see any change. It's the same both ways. But you can just double click on that. So if you're in a 5 by 7 hoop or whatever and you want the orientation different, you can just double click on that, and that's very easy. All right, so since this is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, I'm going to go ahead and change to my 5 by 7 hoop. So I would go here to the Preferences folder, click on that, and click on Hoops, which actually I don't have to, but if it wasn't already there, I would click on Hoops. So here are my hoop options, and I'm going to find the 5 by 7 and say OK. So now this has my hoop size here, 5 by 7. So let me show you that. Double click on the hoop and see how it changed the direction of my hoop or the orientation of my hoop. So that's a really quick, easy thing. It also highlighted to yellow because now my design is outside of the hoop size. So I'm going to go ahead and change it back by double clicking on it, and then it's not mad at me anymore. So my design fits within my hoop. So I can go here to this compass rose and hit H so that it will show me the entire hoop. If I click on this little plus button here, it shows all of the steps. There are 13 steps to this label. And you could put this on before you stitch in the ditch to add your backing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not something that's going to stand out or get in the way, so you could definitely do that. I didn't do that. I usually just stitch them on by hand after the fact. I haven't decided if I'm going to do this label in felt or on fabric. I usually do it on felt. But this one's different. I've never made one this way before. So I haven't decided that. But anyway, so the reason I wanted to bring this up in embroidery software is to show you one thing. So this says Spring Showers Made for You by. If you are giving this as a gift, then that's great. If you're keeping it for yourself, it could be changed if you choose. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and change on that hoop, click on that, double click on that hoop, and then I'm going to click on my design, and I'm going to go here to rotate it just so that I can see it better. Of course, we'll have to have it the opposite way when we put it into our hoop because it doesn't fit this way, but I want to be able to see it really well. So the only change, well, there's two changes actually now that I think about it. So I would want to see about changing this to say made by instead of made for you by. I'd like to change that, and then I want to add my name. So that's super easy. Also, I want to add a date. So to do that, you would just need to bring in one of your BX fonts. You can do it on a regular like a Pez font or whatever, but if you use the BX font, then you can make changes and make it specialty, do all kinds of things with it, and I've shown lots of videos about that. So for now, I just want to show you how to change this made for you by, and my oven timer is going to go off in a minute, but I will take a quick pause at that point. At that point, I am making some homemade strawberry shortcake. So if you go to this stitch simulator right here, click on that, and then it shows you all the different colors of the thread, so each of the steps of the thread. So if I go through here and just run through to the pink, so I think it was the pink, yes. So the pink starts out, so it's connected to a lot of things, so that's one thing to keep in mind. So you can see as I'm running through this pink, it's running through that flower, and now it's running through that one part of the umbrella that is pink. And then, oh, part of the butterfly too. So keep going. Okay, so there it starts on the words. So the made for you by, actually I think I probably want to change that too. I'm going to go ahead and change before that, because if I only change the for you part, it will be not centered. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a stop. So after the butterfly, I'm going to go ahead and use this little stitch by stitch part. Instead of dragging it, I want to get to the butterfly. Oh, there we are. So I'm going to hit stop. And then it gives me an option of changing colors just to create a stop. So I'm going to choose any color. It doesn't matter. I'm going to choose cherry and say OK. So now you can see that all of the made for you by is a different color. It is in cherry now. So if I were to run through this stitch simulator, when it gets to the cherry part, this red up here, that is all the made for you by, and then it continues on. So that's perfect. So I'm going to close out of that stitch simulator, and we can see down here, there's all the pink parts, and then there's the made for you by. So I could even just delete that and create my own text, my own font, whatever. Or I can have it just say made for, or sorry, made by. I could take out the for you and then just move the by over. So since that's probably the most difficult, I'm going to go ahead and do that way just so that we can learn on Embrilliance Essentials. So let's go ahead and try that. So if I go to that stitch simulator and I get all the way to the red part and I get the made, and then right there where it starts on the 4, I'm going to use my individual stitches to finish off the made. Okay, right there. And I'm going to hit stop. And I'm going to change it to brown just so that I can easily tell that it's different. And notice it changes all of the rest of it. But I want to keep that by. I only want the for you. So I'm going to go ahead and run through the brown part until I get to the by. So single stitches until I get done with that Y, and I'm at the B now, so I'm going to back up just a bit, and I'm going to hit stop, and then again I'm going to choose a different color. I'm going to choose Blossom just so it's different. All right, so now I have made for you by, and now notice, so I've got the made, it's a separate item. I have the for you, which is a separate item, and I have the by, which is a separate item. So if I click on the for you and click delete on my keyboard, that is now gone. And then I can take the by and I can move it. I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back. I'm back, and my house smells so yummy. All right, so where were we? So we have the made and the by. So we can move that by. So if I were to grab it with my mouse and move it, I'm not going to stay on the same line. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my left arrow button on my keyboard, and I'm going to move it. So I think I'll just leave it there, and then I'll also move the made so that it's more centered. All right, let's see how that looks. That's good. I might move it a tad, one of them over a tad more. I'll do the by. Okay, so that's all really good. I really like that. I could do a save as right now so that if I wanted to do it later, I have the made by already done. That's all good. So one other thing is I could color sort. If I'm going to do this in the same color, I could change this to be the same color and then do a color sort. Let me see. We've got Cashmere Shadow, Taffy, Blossom, Tidewater. There's 2 Tidewaters. There's this Tidewater and that Tidewater. So I'm going to actually change. So they have it that way so that if you wanted to change colors, you could. But I kind of like that teal. I think I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that. So I'm going to go ahead and try a color sort and see what it does. But first I need to change either the made to the color of by or the by color to made. So either one. I'm going to go ahead and click the by and change it to cherry. Oh, you know what you can do? I don't have to try and find it. This is great. So I can click palettes and it will show me all of the colors that are already in my design, and then I can find it easily. Forgot about that for a second. That's so easy. All right, so that's all done. So I have them both as cherry. That's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and do a color sort now just to test it. So we have 14 colors right now. I'm hoping that these 2 will be joined, and I'm fine with these 2 being joined. And I don't think there was, oh, here's another cashmere though. There's a cashmere here and a cashmere here. So I don't think I want that to join. I don't want that to join. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, there's a cashmere up here too. All right, so that's, oh, there's another one. There's a lot of, oh, that's the one we saw earlier, I think. Yeah. So, so that's something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and do it just so that we can test it. So if I go to, what was it, utility color sort, and it's been reduced by 2, so we might be okay. Let's test it. So if we click new view, that's funny that it changed the orientation. I wonder why. So if we click on that plus sign, we have the first blue, the cashmere. I think that's both cashmeres, it looks like. And we don't want those joined because it's really an applique piece. So let's keep looking. That joined, that's perfect. Oh, how funny. So this did not join. So the rain and the umbrella and the wording didn't join. I don't know why. That's interesting. So, but it did join that cashmere, and I don't see, these are 2 different parts. I don't want it that way because I want that to be an applique piece. So I'm going to say, nope, I don't like that. And so I'm just going to close it and not save those changes. And then I'm back to my original one that has not been color sorted. Notice that the design is gone over here, but once I click on it, click on any part of the design, you have to click on the actual stitching, then it comes back. So don't freak out if your colors are gone all of a sudden. They're not really gone. It's okay. All right, so since I don't want this to join with this, not that, it was the other one right there, I'm going to change this. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to lime green. Or was there a lime green already? Oh, we're on palette, so we want to choose threads. If we choose palette, then we're using a color that's already in our design, and then it will join. So I am going to instead click this cool gray and say okay. All right, so we have Buttercup, cool gray, 2 Tidewaters, and I'm okay if those join. I don't know why they didn't join. They're right next to each other. That's very odd. And these did join, and we want those joined. So we have Taffy, Fil-Tec, Shadow, Cashmere, and Cashmere. There's 2 cashmeres, and I'd rather these not join. I don't feel like they should, but let's test it. So if we go to utility, color sort, it's only been changed by 1 color. So hopefully that's the made by, which is what we want. It's weird that it changes the orientation of our hoop. All right, so we have blue, we've got the wind, did not join, so that's good. Green, those are good, good. Taffy, the made by joined, and the Tidewater didn't. I'm glad it didn't, but I think it's odd. I don't understand why it didn't. If you guys know more, please share why that wouldn't do that. All right, so this is perfect. I like this. I am going to change the direction of the orientation of the hoop for now. Later, we'll need to change the orientation of the design, but I have more changes to make on this, so I'm going to go ahead and just double click on my hoop again. All right, so the only other thing that we need is our own name and date. So, and again, that's optional, but that's what I'm going to do. So you would go to this A, the big A here that says create letters, and it will open up to a default or maybe to the last one you used. I don't recall. It's been a while since I've done lettering. So look through your designs. I haven't already chosen one. I should have, but I haven't. Maybe I'll do Maya. I really like Maya. So if we do 1 inch, I'm going to try Maya 1 inch, and I'm just going to click on the letters and type in my name. I'm going to do Cristin Psalm. I wonder if that does that. Let's see. And click return. All right, it didn't. So I recall there was a way to make 2 lines. I have to look at this. It's been a while. All right, I was thinking I want my name in 2 lines, but there's really not a whole lot of space if I also add the date. So I think I'm going to do 1 line, but I'm going to do it a lot smaller than this. So I'm going to go ahead and delete. I think I could just shrink it down, but let's just see if I have a smaller size option. Okay, so I noticed one thing. So on that one that we color sorted, the very first, I think it was the second item. So here it's got the tack down stitch joined with the wind, and that's okay, but it's not really how it should be. So I'm going to say no to that. So I'm going to just close that, and then we're back to our original file. So this is the original file, and we haven't joined anything. So I would not want this tack down line to join with this wind line. So I'm just going to change this one, change the color. Doesn't matter what it is, just make sure that you're on threads, not on palettes, so that it doesn't join with the color that you already have. So I have kryptonite, I think. Yeah, kryptonite. All right, so we have our placement stitch for our main fabric, and then our tack down stitch, and then all the little stitching for the label. And we changed the made by, and right now those are not joined, but we will join those. These didn't join, and I'm not clear why, but that's okay. So I want to point out this. So on this last step here, you can see it doesn't finish. There's an opening, and that's so that you can turn it inside out so that all of your stitching is on the inside. And you can absolutely do it that way. I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm pretty sure I'm going to stitch it on felt. I like to stitch it on felt. I find that easy for a label, for sewing it on to the backing, especially if the backing of the fabric is already on the quilt top. So that's what I'm going to do. So that means I'm going to delete this step, or at least bypass it. So what I will do when I'm finished is this outer, I will use that as my stitch guide to sew on my label onto the backing of my quilt. So either way works totally fine, and I don't need to walk you through that. That's up to you if you decide to do it on a piece of fabric and you turn it inside out and then you hand stitch it on or tack it down, or stitch it on felt. Either way, that part doesn't matter at all. So the only part that I wanted to show you is the made by, if you choose to change that, and then adding your name and date. So I thought I didn't have Maya in a smaller font, but I do. I went and looked in my files. So if I go to this A button, create letters, and then I go here and I look through my fonts, and you can use whatever you have there, or Embrilliance Essentials comes with some fonts that are native to Embrilliance that you can use. So anything that you want is fine. I'm going to use Maya. I like Maya. That's always been my favorite. Let me see. It's Stitchtopia, so it would be under the S's. So I'm going to scroll down here to Maya, and then I'm looking for the 1/2 inch. This is number 1, and it is a 1/2 inch. This one is the 1 inch. So I'm going to click on that, and then I am going to highlight the text here and change it to my name, if I can spell my name right, and then hit return. All right, so that is done. I'm going to bring this down here. So you want to position this in a way that it's not over your wind. So, however it works for you, you decide the look that you want. I think I'll actually end up moving my made by over, just so that it's kind of funny. It's because of that wind. You could even take out the wind if you don't want the wind. But anyway, I'm going to play around with that a little bit, but the name looks great just like it is. So I'm going to leave that, and then I'm going to use a different font for the date. So I am going to, I don't know if I want to say April 2022 or just 2022. Maybe I'll just do 2022. And hit return, and then you can look through your fonts to see what font that you want. I just want something simple. I don't want a cursive font for the date. Piece by piece looks good. Let's see. Maybe I'll do the 1 inch and then bring it down, because oh, that's very big. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change that. I could do the 1/2 inch and bring it up if I need to. Actually, that looks really good. Happy with that. It actually is a little big. All right, so let's see. If I click somewhere else, I can see it better. That's pretty big since it's quite a bit larger than my name, even though they're both 1/2 inch. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So if you click on the Shift button and hold one of the corners, it will make it smaller from the center so that you don't have to keep moving it around. So let me give you, for instance, if I don't hold down that Shift button, see how it centers from wherever, and then you have to move it again. So I'm going to go ahead and click undo. All right, and then I think that looks pretty good, except the made by, I want that moved over. And so you're just going to play around with this until you have it how you want it. Excuse me. To do the made and by, I wonder if I can click. Look at that, you can. So I'm holding the Shift button and I clicked made and by at the same time so that they're together and I can move them both over easily. I like that. I didn't know it would do that, but figured it's worth a try. Okay, so I think this looks pretty good. You could move over your spring showers. You could take out that wind if the wind is blocking your name. You could make your name a little bit smaller. You could do it however you want. I actually like this. I think this looks really good, and this was very easy. So this is all good. The only thing is that I want to join because I want made and by. I don't want to have to hit the button again. So easy thing to fix. So I'm just going to look real quick and see what other colors that I have that were the same. Oh yeah, I already changed that. So that's all good. So the only other thing that is the same, I think this, oh no, it was cool gray. I changed that too. So perfect. So this should take away, I think only one color, but I'm not absolutely sure. So let's go to utility color sort. Oh, it didn't take anything away. It's been sorted but not reduced. So let's see, new view. Let's see. That's interesting. I wonder why it didn't count that. Oh, because it was together, so it was going to do them together anyway. Good. So now they are joined though, so that's all one word. So if I wanted to move it around or anything, that's an easy way to have it moving. And again, it changed the orientation of my hoop. So I'm just going to, actually I'm going to leave that because I need to change the design. I need so that it fits in the hoop. So I am going to just rotate it. I think I will do it this way. So there's this little button here for rotate 90 degrees. So that's all perfect. So I am going to not stitch this last step. If you are stitching that last step, warning, make sure that both of these are in front of it. All right, that's really important. You want the, if you're going to use this that will make it so you're turning your label inside out, you absolutely positively want this to be your last step. So that's easy to do. I think you can just drag it. Let's try just dragging it. I always have trouble with dragging it. It thinks I'm clicking on it. So let me see. No, right click doesn't work. But what you can do is you can right click on it and say move to last. How easy is that? There should be, I'm sure that I could also, oh, I think it was if I did it from the right, if I recall correctly before. There is a way to click on it and drag it. I find that difficult for some reason. I haven't figured out why. It's very touchy, but you can do it, and or you can just right click on it and click go to last. So that's now my last stop. I'm going to keep it in just to remind people when I'm doing the tutorial that I am going to bypass it. But if you are using this technique where you would stitch it all out and then you'd add your backing piece and then you would turn it inside out, then you absolutely would want this to be your last step. So that's easy to do. So after you did all of your stitching, you would add another piece of fabric and you would turn it inside out through this little hole. You can see there's no stitching there. All right, so that's how to make your label. Make sure to do a file save as. You could do a working file as, you could do both, because when there's wording, if you decide you want to go back and make any changes, if there's wording, you want that working file too. That makes a big difference. I'm going to leave it as is, so I'm going to do save stitch file as, and it went to my quilting that I did for my outer borders. So I am going to move and find where I have it. I'm going to scroll up here to my desktop, and then I need to find that file.
I think it was this one. Yep, quilt label. So double click on that, click on embroidery files, Pez, and then I'm going to just name it, I'm going to say personalized, whatever works for you, and then hit save. All right, so that is all done, and don't forget that you can send it right to your machine if you have a Brother Luminaire or a Baby Lock Solaris. I think those are the only two, but I'm not absolutely sure. My machine's not on right now, so it won't work, but I would just go to Send to Solaris here. So this is using Embrilliance Essentials. If you decide to purchase Embrilliance Essentials, please use my affiliate link. It is embrilliance.com/jam affiliates/Cristin creates. I appreciate it. So here's how you would find Embrilliance Essentials. You would just go to embrilliance.com/jam, JAMAFFILIATES, jam affiliates/Cristin creates. And that will show them that I have sent you to their site. So you just click on Essentials or up here at the store, either one, and there is Embrilliance Essentials right there. On sale right now, $139. You would click Add to Cart. That's all you have to do is just use my affiliate link, which, like I said, is jamaffiliates/Cristin creates. And I appreciate it. So that's how to make your label. I can't wait to see your labels.
Okay, so once we have all of our felt flowers all cut out and all the water soluble stabilizer off, then it's time to start rolling it, and it's not hard. So you're going to take your wool felt ball and cut it in half. Save one half because we only use one of them. And then we have this little one for the yellow flowers, and it doesn't say to cut it in half, but I assume we do because there's only one, and so that will be fine. So all we're gonna do, it's really simple, take your wool felt ball, take a little glue gun, and just start wrapping around that wool felt ball and gluing every now and then to be able to hold it all together. And once you get it to the end, so I'm just doing this real quick, I'm not using glue yet, but I just wanted to be able to show you. So we're just rolling it around the little felt ball. And then when you get to the end, there's this piece here, and that will become the bottom. So we just put that, you can see it there, that becomes the bottom, and you glue that on as well. And then after it's all glued on, you can pull out these leaves a little bit, but look, easy. Don't be scared, it's easy, very, very easy. So same thing, now these don't have a wool felt ball. My chair's slipping, sorry. So these don't have a wool felt ball, so all you're gonna do is roll it around itself. So start that first little piece here, roll it, and then just keep rolling very easily all the way, holding it together. And like I said, you would glue every little bit to be able to hold it all together. I'm just doing it to be able to show you for now, but just keep putting it all together, gluing every little bit, and then when you get to the end, that becomes your bottom piece. And then look, oh, sorry, probably hard to see. It's really cute though, very easy. You're just rolling it around itself. That's for the two mint ones and the teal one. And then for the yellow ones, we have, I didn't cut mine yet, but that little felt ball. And then you're going to, just like how we did for the pink one, roll it around the little ball and just the half ball, because you're going to cut it in half because you want one for each of the two yellow flowers. So sorry, it's hard to do this on video and show you, but you're just rolling it around and gluing every now and then to be able to have it all hold together. It's hard to hold together without the glue. So let's see. Oh, almost done. All right. It's harder to do it backwards. So, all right. So then once you get to that bottom piece, that becomes the bottom. And just like that. Cute, right? How cute are these? Oh my gosh. So cute and so easy. So much easier than you think. Like, I was scared for sure, and they're really easy that you just roll it around. And when I say rolling it, hopefully you got to see that. So you just would start on this one goes around the ball, but if it's one of the ones that doesn't have a ball, like this teal, you would just start over itself. So fold it in half and then just keep going around. I know my fingers are in the way, I'm sorry, but I'm sure you're getting the concept of it, right? It's very easy. You're just rolling it around. So super easy. I've had several messages of people asking me how to do this. I'm working on the tutorial, but it's not hard. It's really, really, really not hard, especially once we get some glue in there. So on that, hold on, I got to get something. All right, I'm back. So I burnt the heck out of my finger. I think it was on Candy Corn Quilt Shop, and somebody posted these. They're finger protectors, and there's a whole bunch of them in the pack, but they're great. So I'm going to use these when I use my glue gun, and I highly recommend them. I will put a link under the video But they were great. So I'm going to do that. Oh my gosh, I burnt my finger so bad. And it was messed up for quite a while. So don't burn your fingers, be careful. But let's go ahead and get started in finishing our flowers. That's really the last step. We also have to pin the big bees and toadstools, but that'll take a second. So we are almost done. So one more thing is we were talking in the Cristin Creates group on Facebook about how excited we are that this project is almost done. And honestly, it started scaring some people. People were asking, should I be afraid? Why are you all so excited to have it done? And this is an easy project. The quilt itself is easy, but it's a big project. A quilt project is always a big project. And I don't know about you, but when I get toward the end of any project, especially a big one, I get pretty excited that it's almost done. So it's nothing against the quilt. Don't be afraid. If you haven't started yet, do it. You will absolutely love it. It's gorgeous and it's not scary. It's not hard. We're just excited. We've been working on this for a long time. And I will tell you that a bunch of us had some stuff come up during this quilt. So family issues, medical issues, machine repairs. There's been a lot of stuff. So it got delayed. It got longer than I thought that it would take. And that's just part of life, right? But don't be afraid. It's a great quilt. You'll love it. Okay, I'm going to try to do this on camera. Let's see how it goes. So I started by cutting my felt ball. We only need half of one of the pink ones, of the only pink one. And then of the tan colored one, it's a little bit harder to cut in half because it's so little, but it's totally doable. So I did it from the long side. So like instead of it being shorter, I did it widthwise here, and I used these scissors and it worked just fine. So I have 2 halves of that as well. All right, so let's start with the pink one. Hopefully my glue gun is warmed up. So you will have your flower all cut and ready, and then you're just going to take the first part, and you want, when you're gluing, you want to glue on this part that is not near the detail stitches, because those are the part we're going to fan out a little bit. So down here, and then I'm going to start by just putting a little, I'm going to put my little, I learned my lesson. I really hurt my fingers on, which was it? Candy Corn Quilt Shop, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and put a few of these on and see how it goes. So maybe I'll even do my thumb. All right, maybe not. I feel like I need to feel something also. All right, so I am going to start by putting a little dab of glue right here. Just a tiny little bit will work fine. And then I am going to attach that to my felt ball. All right. And then I'm just going to start rolling it around the felt ball. So I think I'll put a little dab here as well, just to get it started and adhering to the felt ball. The wool felt ball. So I'm going to do one more, and then I don't think we need it too often after that, but just this part that is, we need it to adhere to the ball. All right, and then you're just going to keep rolling it around. All right, forget these. Okay. So maybe like every other one. And again, just at the bottom part. Should have some music playing in the background. But then YouTube will not allow my video. Did you know that? If I have background music in the background, that is like from a radio or whatever, then it will say that my video is copyright and I can't, it won't let me post it. So you're just gonna have me talking. Aren't you so excited? All right, so you can see this is coming along really easily. Make sure that that glue doesn't touch your fingers, or wear your little protective things that are very helpful. All right, this is going really easily. Don't be afraid of the flowers. So I'm just doing like every other petal on this larger one, and that seems to be working just fine. How did you like cutting those flowers? Whoo, they were a bunch of work, huh? It wasn't hard, just the yellow one especially took some time. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Cute, cute, cute. Don't you love how creative Kimberbell is with all of these projects that we get to make? Just beautiful. Bring this up a bit. All right, and then we're on the last bit, and I'm just going to put some glue on the bottom and adhere it to the bottom of the ball. Easy, easy. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. So how easy was that? Look. Yay. All right, so that's the first one. That's what the back looks like. Very easy. So cute. Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous. Okay, one down. So then on the mint ones, we are just going to do it around itself. So that means that you just start by folding the little tip part in itself. Actually, I think I'll put a little dab of glue to hold it in. All right, and then just keep going. You really only need a tiny bit of glue, and you don't want it to go up at the, especially on these because they're smaller, you don't want it going up high because you want it just down at this bottom part, very little bit. Just rolling, rolling, rolling. So a song came on the radio the other day. It was so perfect for something that's going on in my life right now. Really enjoyed that a lot. So if you have some fun songs that lift your spirits or whatever, share. I'm curious. I'm not going to say which one this one was for me. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, so see how easy this is? We're just rolling, and look at how cute it is. Oh my goodness. It's funny, I was really kind of afraid of these flowers, and they're crazy easy. Like you could do this all day, every day. They're literally the easiest thing ever. All right, then we're on to the last bit. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue, dab on this bottom part here. And it covers the bottom. Oh my gosh, look at, you really don't even have to fan it out. Look at how perfectly that comes out. So cute. Oh my gosh. Cute, cute, cute. Oh my gosh, so cute. All right, so that's the first one. Next one, same thing. I'm sure you're getting the hang of it. Are you doing it along with me? That would be fun. So I bought a new monitor for us to figure out how to do some live videos. I have to figure out where I can fit it, though. It does not fit on my desk to have two monitors. I think I'm going to move my embroidery machine and take over that table as my new desk.
but I'm not certain that my embroidery machine will fit on the desk that I use as my computer desk. So I've got some moving around in my craft room to do to see what will work. All right, this is so cute. So are you feeling less afraid of these flowers? They're so easy. Oh my gosh. Did you hear my dog sigh? He's so bored. He's like, yeah, those are easy. I don't need to watch that. Oh, these are so cute. So cute. So it is raining here today. That means no bike ride for me. There were patches of beautiful yesterday, so I should have gone yesterday, but I didn't. I worked on my tutorial. There's just never enough hours in the day. All right, on the last bit there, we want to put a little dab of glue and adhere it to the bottom of the flower, just like that. Easy peasy. Oh my gosh, so cute, so cute. Look at that. All right, we have one more of those. So the mint ones and the teal ones, we don't wrap it around a felt ball. We just wrap it around itself. And that's super easy to do too. Notice I'm keeping the yellow ones for last. I have a feeling those will be a little harder. I'm not sure why. I think just because cutting them, but that took some time. All right. So I've had several messages about these flowers. You're going to be so surprised at how easy they are once you give it a go. So one of our admins, Katie Mayo, she is working on a project for us that is going to be coming up after we catch up on some other projects. And I'm pretty excited about that one. It's a surprise project. But I tasked her in setting up some parts of it for us. I think it will be really fun. And she is such a doll. I knew that she would enjoy taking on a bigger role for our group. All right. Don't you hate how glue guns are so sticky? Or stringy. They get little stringy bits. It's weird sitting here talking to myself, I'll tell you. I think my dogs enjoy it though because I'm so quiet all the time. They like it to hear me talking. I'm sure they're both sitting right here enjoying this. So, all right, almost done with the last teal one. I had another sponsor contact us today wanting to do a project with us, and I told them no. I said, we have so many projects going on right now. It's a little overwhelming. Everyone needs to take a little break with their checkbooks, and we need to get caught up on projects. See, there's my dog sighing again. Okay. There's the teal one. Oh my gosh, so cute. Tiny little things. It would be easier actually if it were a little bigger, but or maybe my fingers are just too big. Okay, so 4 done already. Last 2. All right, so the last 2, the yellow ones,
This one's got some stringy. Okay, so these last two, we are going to go around a felt ball like we did for the pink one. So you're always starting with the end that doesn't have the larger piece. That larger piece is for the bottom, so we leave that to the end. And we're going to start with this smaller part here. So all we're going to do is add a little dab of glue and then start going around itself. So in the very beginning, I am gluing more of the pieces at the very bottom. And now keep in mind that these are smaller. The stitching, this is why these were harder to cut, because the stitching is right at our cut line. So adding glue there is going to be a little bit tricky too. So just a tiny bit at the bottom and make it go around that wool ball, the wool felt ball. Just a tiny dab of glue in these beginning parts to make sure it adheres to the ball. All right, so see, just like that. Okay, and then we're just gonna keep going around. So I'm gonna do like every other leaf. I'm not sure what they're called. I'm not a flower person. Are you a flower person? My husband used to get me flowers and I just think it's a waste of money. It's very sweet. I'd rather you just show me a picture of them and tell me you were thinking about me. That's all I need. Okay. So, oh, so cute, so cute. There we go. They were starting to line right up over each other and I didn't want that, but that's how it was working out. So I'm going to stretch it a little bit so that, see, instead of it going right on top of those the other two pieces there, I'm stretching it a bit so that they're not on top of each other. Oh, this is so cute. All right, easy peasy, right? Oh my gosh, so cute. Archie, no bath right now. Okay. Almost done with the yellow flower. Oh my gosh, so cute. My little dog woke me up at 3 o'clock this morning. And then after she got some lovin', she went right back to sleep and I stayed awake for the next 2 hours. Needy little pups. All right, so when you get to the bottom, just like before, make sure to put some glue on that little bottom piece there and add it to the bottom of the flower. All right, that was super easy. Pull out all those little strings that the glue gun makes. Cute, 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 right? Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, then one more and we are done. Then we are going to attach the little accessories with the pins that we got in our embellishment kit. Excuse me. I almost lost my little wool felt ball. All right. Last one. So all I'm doing is I'm attaching it onto the side of the wool felt ball and then continuing with that for the first few. Don't forget, if you're afraid of the glue gun, or if you get too much glue, you can use those little finger protectors. Okay, so once you have a little petal around each of the parts, then we can just do like every other petal. And I'm going to stretch it a little so that it goes in between. So instead of it overlapping on another one, I'm just stretching it just a bit so that it has, without too much overlap. All right, so what I did on that last one is I brought it up just a bit, make it a little bit fuller. Worth a try, right? Oh my gosh, oops, these are so cute. Doesn't take much glue either. I'm using the same stick on all the flowers. That's nice. And then I'm going to glue it on, just matching with the flower pots that we already made. There are several people that started this Spring Showers quilt very late and are already all caught up. They did great in jamming along. All right, last bit is we are going to add a little dab of glue on that bottom piece. And my little stick is, I think I'm going to push that in a bit. Okay. And then just put that on the bottom. Remove all the little stringies, and so cute. All right, all the flowers are done and they're adorable. So cute. So easy, right? You got this. You can do this. I want to see them. Okay, you guys, we did it. So our quilt is done. Our flowers are so cute, and all of our little mushrooms and bees and ladybugs are all sewn on. Look at those flowers. So fun, and they weren't hard. So for those that have been asking, if you want to make a donation to the Cristin Creates group, thank you. I appreciate that. There is a link under the video, or there's one up here. It might be up here. I don't remember which side it goes to, but if you want to do that, I'm most appreciative, and not necessary though. I enjoy doing this with you guys. This has been so much fun, especially in the Cristin Creates group. If you're on Facebook, make sure to join that group. We have a blast in that group. Everybody is so fun, and we share ideas and we talk about upcoming projects, and it's just a great time. So this was really fun to do together, more fun together. I absolutely love it. It's such a pretty quilt and so fun. So thank you for joining me on this adventure. And we have 3 projects coming up back to back very soon. So we'll talk about that next. And it's up. It's hanging on my wall. Very exciting. So tell me, did you make a label? I want to know if you made a label and personalized it and how that went for you. And I want to see it with you. I want to see your smiling face with your hard-worked, beautiful, beautiful quilt.